Hey y'all, I'm back. Your girl is back. I was trying to use my mic because I have a daughter who's special needs in here, and sometimes she makes noise, a lot of noise. So I was trying to use my mic, and that's why I had to start all over. But let's see if I can get it in here. Let's see if I can get it in here, and if it's gonna do right this time. Okay, I don't know, but we're gonna see. Okay. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope everything is good. I hope the volume and everything is good. Before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for your girls so when I go live, you'll be notified. Okay? And on that, we're going into this thing. Okay? Listen, I titled this Limited. Limited. What other thing? Look, I gotta. Oh my goodness. I titled this Limiting Beliefs. Limiting beliefs. Okay. That's what we're going to talk about today. Limiting beliefs. And we're going to talk about it because people don't recognize how your belief, right? How your belief affect the limit that you go to in life, right? If you're a person who your belief is really like small, you think small, right? When it comes to your beliefs, okay, it's going to affect the limit that you'll go to. Like, I know some people who got beliefs. They believe they can do anything, and they will go to any limit to do just that. You understand what I'm saying? To do whatever it is they try to do, they will go to that limit to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And so it affects you. Your beliefs affects the limit that you will go to, right? Because some of us are lacking confidence. Some of us are lacking we have low self-esteem, right? Some of us have we don't think highly of ourselves, okay? And because of those things, the limit, because of how you feel within, it affects the limit of your beliefs. You understand? Because if you don't feel good within, that's going to affect you and how you believe in you that you can do certain things. Okay. And a lot of us are like that. I used to be like that, but I had to do the work. Hi. Hello, y'all. Hi, Adam. Hi, Impacts. Can y'all hear me? Put a one in there if you can hear me good because my microphone was acting up earlier. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me nice and clear, please put a one in the chat so I'll know that you can hear me. Adam Impacts. Can y'all hear me? Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So yeah, when you hi Zach, when you don't feel good, limit you will take. If you feel like you are being, how can I put it? If you feel like I ain't that good at that. I don't think I'm that good at that. Or I don't know if I can do that. If you have like negative thoughts about what you can do, how far you can go, right? Your limit is going to stop right there where your negative, you know what I mean? Where your negative thoughts at, your limit. You're not going to push that limit to go, and complete that mission because you already don't feel too good about yourself within. You feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like you can't complete that task or something like that. You know what I mean? And so you only gonna go but so far, your limit. You're not gonna say, for instance, a person who feel like they can conquer the world, right? They not their limit. They will go real far, right? When it comes to their limit. right? Because their belief is that I can do that, I can conquer that, I can do that. You understand? Thank you, baby. Thank you. And so so I'm just trying to make sure y'all understand where I'm coming from, with that. And that's something that a lot of us need to work on is our, our belief. Because some of us do. We feel like we can't do it. We feel like we're not good enough. Some of us may have low self-esteem. Like me coming from addiction, I had low self-esteem. Addiction like whipped my butt and I had low self-esteem, right? So I had to work on all that. When I finally got clean, I started working on those issues, right? Because before I got into addiction, I was very my confidence was high. I had, I didn't have low self-esteem and all that. But once I got caught up into that addiction whipped my ass, okay? And so I had to do some work on myself to get everything back that I had, Um, and so I don't know what some of y'all situations or where y'all, what y'all been through in your life, but I know that sometimes when we have hardships in our life, it affects the confidence, it affects the self-esteem and everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's something I did, I was sitting here today and I was doing some business on my computer and that came up, right? And I said, that would be a good conversation, because I've been there. I've been there where it's though I didn't have the belief in me to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. And I wouldn't allow myself to go to the limit that I needed to go to so that I could conquer what I wanted to conquer. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's something that I really had to work on. And now today, all praises to the Most High Yah. Today, I'm in a place where as though when I say I'm gonna do something or something I want to do, I tap into it and I do it. I created a business thing. Well, yeah, it's a business plan of my own, but I created it because I always knew that I had some things within myself that I wanted to share with others, right? But I couldn't figure out how to put it together. And one day I was sitting here. I knew I could do it. I knew I could do it. That wasn't like a doubt in my mind telling me I couldn't do it or, I knew I could do it. I just couldn't figure out how to put that thing together so I could make it happen. And so one day I was sitting here and I was doing a little research and stuff on what it was I was trying to put together. Man, that thing came together like a puzzle. You heard me? It came together like a puzzle. And so I instantly took the ideas and stuff that I had got together and I started working on it. Okay. And man, the journal came out nice and everything. I was so proud of myself. I really was. Because we all been through some shit in our life, right? And the things that we've been through, we can take it and create a business. Each one of us have been through something. And you might say to yourself, oh, it ain't that serious. I ain't really been through a lot. I ain't really been through that much, right? And you may look at it like it's not that, like nobody wants to hear about it or nobody, you know what I mean? That's how some people look at it. Look at what they've been through as like, oh, mine ain't all that. Nobody want to hear what I've been through because I ain't really been through that much. But that's a lie. We all have a story, and our story can create so much for us, right? You just got to believe it and you got to go with it. You got to believe it and you got to take off with it. That's all. It took me years. Seriously, it took me years to put this thing together because, like I said, it wasn't that I didn't believe in myself or believe I could do it. What it was is that I couldn't put the thoughts, I couldn't just get it all together like I wanted to. But oh yeah, I got it together now. You hear me? And I've been putting a link to the free journal in the description. So if it's something that you're going through, or it's something that you trying to, get yourself back together from, whether it might be domestic violence, it might be addiction like I went through, or it might be SA or something like that. If you've been through a hardship and you trying to get yourself back together, get that link. It's free. Hit that link and get that free journal. It's free. Okay. And it's more to come with that. I'm putting out things to show you that you can actually heal within. You can actually heal within. Okay. Um, you just have to be willing to be open and honest with yourself. And some people might think that that's easy, but it's not. It's not easy for people to be open and honest with their self. Okay. Some people just can't do it. They can't look in a mirror and tell themselves the truth. I know a lot of people that can't do it. Okay. So it's not something that's easy to do, but it can be done. Right. And uh through this journey that I'm putting together, I'm gonna show you how I did it. I'm gonna share with you the tools and stuff that I use, that I still use to this day. Okay, I still use the tools to this day that help me heal, and it continue. It listen, these tools continue to help me heal. Okay, because you can do it. You don't have to get in front of a group of people and tell all your business and stuff. You can heal within. You can have a quiet comeback just like I did. And so I'm going to put the link in the description, because I would like, if you've ever been through something and you're trying to put yourself back together and rebuild yourself, get that journal. Okay, it don't cost you nothing. Just hit the link and get it. Okay, and I'm going to be putting so much more out that can help you to rebuild yourself. Okay. Some people may want to, just rebuild yourself. You know how you look at something and you read it. Let me say this for you. You look at something and you read it. And then once you look at it and you read it, it make you start thinking, right? I did that a lot. It make you start thinking. And then once you start thinking, after you read it, you start thinking about all kinds of stuff. It just run through your mind and all kinds of thoughts come up. Okay. Yeah. That's what journaling do, right? When you get certain journals and you start to read, a lot of stuff come up. A lot of stuff start to come up. Excuse me. A lot of thoughts and stuff that you probably never really thought about, you know? But it do. It happens. And what you're going to do, if you trust the process and you go through it, you're going to end up finding out so much about yourself. Some things you're not going to like, some things you're going to like, some things you're not going to like at all. But it's okay. It's okay. Don't get scared and run, because that's what people do. When they start paying attention to the things that they start to, become aware of about themselves, they want to run, or they want to, shut down. No, you want to trust the process, and you want to keep going, because what happens is you will start to heal. You will start to heal. I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about, because I did it. I done it. You will start to heal. So, um, you just gotta trust the process, you know. But a lot of us, we so caught up in surviving, right? At some point, you gotta stop and start taking a look at you and what's going on within you, right? And I'm telling you, You do that, you start doing that and doing it consistent and start writing down the thoughts and stuff that come up. I'm telling you, you will start to change. You're gonna want to change. If you're a human being and you have a heart, right? When you hear this stuff about yourself and it's not good, okay, you are going to want to change. You're going to want to change. And like I said, you can do it. It's not going to be easy, but you can do it. You just got to trust the process. And you got to be honest and open with yourself when you do it, because it's not going to work. If you're going to lie to yourself and hold things back, it's not going to work. You know, it's not going to work. Tell Andrew to do it for me. I'm on live. And so it's just not, it's, you know what I mean? It's not going to work. So I hope that some of you take that time out and do some reflecting so that, you know, you can become more aware of who you are and what's going on with you, right? What's going on within you, because it's very important. And you know, a lot of things that we go through, some of us try to bury it. We try to bury it, and we try to not excuse me, y'all. We bury it and we try not to acknowledge it. You understand? Don't eat all them grub egg at one time. So, or we bury it and we try to act like it never happened. But those type of things affect you as you go through your life. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect your relationships. You understand? And everything. It really is. So, you know, and it doesn't matter how old you get. The most important thing is that you recognize who you really are, right? And you make a choice and a decision in your life to fix who you really are. Okay? Regardless if it's bad things, that everything that you notice about yourself is bad. Oh well, so what? It's a reason behind that. If they are all bad things, it's a reason behind it. Okay? And it's okay because we change. We people, and we can change. We can make ourselves better people. Okay? You just gotta want to. You gotta want to, that's all. But it can be done. And so, yeah, I wanted to say that. And I'm gonna do another video, y'all, because I want to talk about reframing yourself, right? And I just want to leave y'all with that. On the next video that I do, I want to talk about reframing yourself, right? Because when you get into healing yourself, right, what happens is you talk about the old things. Okay, you all right? You talk about the old things, right? And then as you trust the process and you go through the process of healing yourself, you start new stuff, right? You start to change as a person. You start to change within. And so you start your picture starts to change. It's no longer the old things. It's no longer an old frame. You understand what I'm saying? The picture is no longer old. It becomes new because now you have rebuilt yourself. And now you're putting new pictures in that frame. You know, think about what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? You'll put new pictures in that frame. So when you finish actually changing yourself and healing yourself, your whole picture gonna look new. It's gonna look different. It's gonna look different. And guess what? When you start to talk about yourself, you're gonna change the way you talk about yourself. Which what's gonna happen is that your belief is gonna go up. Your confidence is going to go up. Your self-esteem is going to go up. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Everything is going to shift. Everything about you is going to shift, and you're going to become a whole different person. You'll be the same person far as like your name and all that, right? But within, you're going to be done changed a whole lot. You see what I'm saying? So you just got to trust the process, and you're going to always hear me say that. Trust the process and be consistent and be honest with yourself. That's the most important things about this. When you healing within, you want to make sure that you be honest and open with you. Okay? Because that's the only way this thing works, is that you be open and honest with yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna turn out right. If you sit there and you journaling, right? And say you go get the free journal and you sit there and you answer the question, right? But you don't answer it honest, it's not gonna work. If you're gonna tell lies about yourself, it's really not gonna work. You have to be open and honest. And one thing that I notice about people is that it's hard for people to be open and honest with their self. It really is. But you can do it. Oh, my leg acting up, y'all. It hurts so bad. But you can do it, you know. I'm so glad that I'm able to put this all together because hey, I'm in my stomping grounds now. You heard me. I'm in my stomping grounds now. Yes, indeed. This is my thing right here. I love talking about changing within because listen, if you a messy person and you do messy stuff, at some point you should want to change in your life. You should want to make a change. One day when you sit down, you get you a notebook and you sit down and put reflecting at the top of the paper. Reflecting, right? And you sit down by yourself and you start thinking about things about yourself, the things that you do, the things that you say. What have you done to other people, right? And you start writing those things down. And then one day or you don't even have to write that down. Just write down some of your thoughts, the way you think. Put it on paper and read it. Whoa boy, I'm telling you, that stuff hit home. You hear me? When you start writing down what you feel about you, right? Or some of your thoughts, just writing down your thoughts, right? What you thinking at that moment. Just write it down. Just jot that down in a journal or a notebook. Excuse me. And I'm telling you, mm, 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 it's gonna do something. It's gonna do something. Unless you just got the double been riding on your back so long that you just don't care what he do. You know what I mean? Because you got some people like that. But if you're somebody who has a heart and who really care about yourself deep down inside, when you write down your thoughts and then you go back and read them one day, you ain't gonna tell me it ain't gonna want to make you change or gonna want to make you do something different. You see what I'm saying? Mm. But it can happen, y'all. Anybody can change if they really want to. But you know what I noticed? Some people don't. I don't know if they don't want to change or if they scared. Because some people are scared to find out, or to dive in within themselves and find out who they really are and what they really all about. Some people are scared to do that. They rather not. They rather not know. They rather not know than to do something like that. But it's important to, because you need to know who you really are in order for you to know who you're going to become. And that's just on period. If you don't know who you are, how you gonna know who you're gonna become? Think about that. Think about that. Well, y'all, I'm getting ready to shut this down. I hope that I said something that helped somebody. Okay. I love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. A lot of y'all watch me, but you're not subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. That's why you're here. Okay. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it say all so that when I go live, you will get notified. And on that, I'll see y'all on the next one.